If I could have your attention, actually it's 5:32, so I'm running a couple of minutes behind. But we're going to call to order the May meeting of your Board of Education. And the first item up is the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Matt Hodges running a little bit late, so I'll lead you in the Pledge of Allegiance. You can stand, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Our mission statement will be read by Ms. ECP tonight.
Good afternoon. Beaufort County Schools will provide quality educational programs and service to ensure students' academic and vocational success.
Okay. Thank you. Public comment, and we do have one person signed up for public comment tonight, Ms. Sue Jefferson. Don has something he'd like to say. If you give him just a second. No, you're fine. Come on up.
I want to welcome you to this Beaufort County Schools Board of Education meeting. Your presence is welcome and encouraged by the board. We invite comments during the public comment section of the board meeting. This time is set aside for the board to hear comments on programs, policies, and procedures. The board typically will not respond to nor take any immediate action on the concerns expressed, but please be assured that we will take all comments under appropriate advisement. In order to conduct the meeting in an orderly and efficient manner, the following guidelines have been established. First, persons wishing to speak should have already registered prior to the board meeting by listing their name, address, telephone number, and topic to be addressed. Second, groups are advised to select one spokesperson. Third, to maximize participation, comments will be limited to 3 minutes per speaker. Additional time will be at the discretion of the board chair. Fourth, the chairman will invite speakers to the podium in the order in which they have registered. And finally, comments must be issue-oriented. Complaints against any employee will not be heard in public session. All regular board meetings are public meetings. However, a public meeting is not an open forum. Public participation is limited to the public comment section so that the board may deliberate important decisions without distraction or interference. Our system of public education depends on your involvement. No more important task exists for any community than the education and care of its children. Public schools become what the community wants them to be, so please feel free to share with us your expectations for our schools and children.
Thank you, Ms. Jefferson, for allowing us
Sure.
to get our statement out. But
Thank you.
Hello,
my name is Sue Jefferson, and I'm a lifelong resident of Beaufort County in Washington. I'm here representing a group of concerned citizens who believe in public school education and want to do our part in supporting public school education. We've met with Superintendent Phipps this afternoon, and he has our contact information. One of the members of our group just walked in, Jerry. There she is in the back. So we're just here to express our support for public education and want to know how we can help create a better, stronger school system. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. We always welcome anything of encouragement. Any other?
We'll be working together and doing some things, so we look forward to having them back at some other times.
Okay. Anyone else?
That's all.
Okay. Thank you very much. Next is approval of the agenda. Does anything need to be added, or is everything's okay? And you've got it on your screen.
Move approval. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed to this? Okay. Board minutes would be next, and you'll look on your screen, you'll see 4 sets of minutes, and hopefully you've had time to look over those. What's the pleasure of the board? Okay, we have a motion and a second, and I think I read over everybody was here. So all in favor, say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Okay, thank you. And that carries us to the recognition portion of our meeting, and we have a nice crowd in the house tonight, and looking forward to this. Miss Elfa Booth is going to handle our recognition along with Nicole, who's off to my right, and I'll turn the floor over to them now.
Good evening. The character trait that was recognized in our schools during the month of May was perseverance. Our character education awards were sponsored this month by Down on Main of Washington. At the elementary level, the nominees were from Bath Elementary, Landon Shiver; from Chocowinity Middle, Haley Talcott; from Chocowinity Primary, Daisy Avery; from Eastern Elementary, Dylan Reason; from John Cotton Taylor, Desire Chisholm; from John Small, Riley Homburg; from Northeast Elementary, Zamir Alexander; And from SW Snowden, Carjane Barr. And the winner at the elementary level was Carjane Barr from SW Snowden. She will come forward. Just stand right here. Carjane is a 5th grader at SW Snowden. Her mother is Mr. Takara Jenkins, if she will stand. And she was presented by Mr. Wayne Parsons, the counselor at SW Snowden. And he wrote, Carjane has experienced perseverance in so many ways. She does what she can and what she has to do to make sure she gets to school each day. Carjane makes sure that she studies, has her homework done, her behavior log turned in, and she participates on a daily basis. She struggles some academically, but never, ever gives up. At one time, they had to write an essay on what they needed to do in order to make it to the next grade. Carjane's essay was very sincere and came from her heart. She made sure that she put her true feelings into it. One thing she stated was that she was going to make sure, no matter how hard she had to study, that she would go on to the next grade so that she could make sure her parents and teachers were proud, and so that retention did not ever show up on her school record when she applies for college. Her positive attitude, courage, faith, good behavior, and perseverance shows on a daily basis. Just today, the students were taking an assessment, and she didn't actually make the grade that she wanted to. Instead of getting down or upset, she said, Miss Shanae, I'm going to get it. I'm going to make my corrections and study so hard next week my score will be higher. She never gives up, but keeps excelling and putting forth effort in everything she does all the time. We say congratulations to Carjane.
Carjane, let me say to you, we are just so proud of you. That is great, and we want you to keep persevering, okay? Whatever it takes to do it, you persevere anyway. I'm gonna go on anyway, okay? So what I want you to do right now is to go around and greet the book. Let me ask you this, do you know who our superintendent is? Have you ever seen our superintendent? you think you've seen him? Do you see him anywhere up there? Oh, right. Great. What we want you to do is go around and greet the board, and when you come back, I'll hand you your certificate, and we're going to have you back there later, okay?
Great job.
Congratulations.
This certificate is being presented to you on behalf of your, was it guardian?
I'm sorry? The guidance counselor is the one who wrote it along with her teacher.
And your school, and we want to say thank them for what they saw in you. And we want you to continue. We'll take this, and you have your seat, and we'll have you to come right back shortly, okay? Take a picture, all right?
At the middle school level, the nominees were from Bath Elementary, Christiana McRoy, from Chocowinity Middle, Autumn Burris, from Northeast Elementary, Barbara Lilly, from P.S. Jones, Shamari Parker, and from S.W. Snowden, Omarion Smith, and the winner at the middle school level was Autumn Burris from Chocowinity Middle School. She will come forward. Okay. All right, well, I will read what was written. Autumn is a 6th grader at Chocowinity Middle School. Her parents are James Burris and Virginia Clark, and she was presented by her teacher, Ms. Robin Potter. And Ms. Potter wrote, Autumn Burris is my selection of a student who demonstrates the character trait of perseverance. Autumn has worked diligently throughout the school year to prove herself as a grounded, independent, hardworking, and intelligent young lady. She has experienced an event this year that most of her peers will not experience in their lifetime. Her family was displaced from their home due to a fire. Autumn has not used this situation as a crutch. She has continued to prove herself and her abilities. She has grown and matured through this traumatic event and has come out an even better, more humble person. I am so proud of Autumn's ability to move forward no matter her circumstances. It is with great pleasure that I recommend her for this recognition. We say congratulations to Autumn. At the high school level, the nominees were from the Early College High School, Chloe Lassiter, from Northside High School, Alexia Clark and Javier Rosas, and from Southside High School, Jordan Hartley, And the winner at the high school level was Alexia Clark from Northside High School. She will come forward. Alexia is a 9th grader at Northside High School. Her parents are Charles and Tina Clark, if they will stand. And she was presented by her dance teacher, Ms. Tabitha Oliver. And Ms. Oliver wrote, "I would like to nominate Ms. Lexi Clark for the character trait Perseverance. When Lexi was 4 years old, she participated and won the Little Miss Independence pageant in Belhaven, North Carolina. I was the director of the pageant and got to work with her along with other girls her age. She won the hearts of the judges that day as well as mine. Fast forward a few years, and I'm at the ball fields watching this young lady play rec softball. I'll never forget her playing second base, fielding the ball and hitting. I sat there amazed at her determination and drive to play the sport. As time went on, I observed her again, but this time as a cheerleader for Bath Middle School. Again, she never missed a beat. Her arm motions were perfect, and she never dropped her smile. I was so excited about her, and I couldn't wait for her to get to Northside. This semester, I've had the pleasure of teaching Lexi in my 4th period dance class. She again has floored me with her drive and determination to do just as the others do. Lexi participated in all forms of dance, including lifts and swing dancing with partners. At first, the guys were a little hesitant and afraid of dropping her. Lexi reassured them, and now they treat her just like everyone else. We say congratulations to Lexi.
Alexis, not only are they surprised and so happy that you are just persevering, we want you to know that we are too. We're so happy that you are doing the duties and keeping you marching on forward. And because we got the daddy, but we just are so proud of you, and what we want you to do is to go around and follow the suit from the little from over, yeah, Miss Barr, yeah. Go around and greet our boards and shake out superintendent's hand.
Outstanding.
And this is your certificate, and we're just grateful that you were honored with it on today. We're going to ask Ms. Barr if she will come back.
Some pictures.
At this time, we'd like to do our quarterly presentation for the Clean School Award. And before we have our winners come up, I'd like to recognize those who have earned honorable mention. That's a score of 95 or higher. John Small Elementary with a 95.2, Northside High School 95.2, Washington High School 95.4, Ed Tech 95.6, Chakawindy Primary School 95.9, Eastern Elementary School 96.7, Northside High School 96.8, Chakawindy Middle School 96.9, S.W. Snowden Elementary 98, and the winners this quarter from P.S. Jones Middle School with a score of 99%. I'd like to invite up the custodians Timothy Satchel, Tyrone Langley, Julian Guilford, Tawan Godley, and Derek Brimage. Congratulations. I'd like you to greet the board as you go around, if you would.
Before you get in that picture,
Congratulations.
put your hand.
Hey, Tim, how you doing, buddy? You doing good? Good to see you. Good job. Appreciate it. I know it's not an easy job. Thanks for what y'all do. We appreciate it. I've been in school. I know how it looks. Awesome. I go by that school. It looks awesome when I'm in there. Thank you for what you do.
Congratulations again, man.
Smile, congratulations. Give a big smile.
I'd just like to say that we do appreciate you guys for the way you keep our schools so clean and safe and healthy for our children and our staff. We want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Derek? Tawan? Julian? Tyrone? And Timothy. Thank you so much for your hard work.
Congratulations.
Did you finish this? Okay. No, you better leave it for some. Yeah, you can take it next week. You can do it again next month. Thank you.
This time I'd like to ask the Southside High School golf team to come forward and Coach David Dixon. And the reason we're recognizing them tonight is they're the conference champions, and Coach Dixon was named as the conference coach of the year, so we'd like to congratulate them on that. And Coach Dixon, if you want to introduce your staff, or your team, we'd love to have you do that. Congratulations to you.
All right, not just my coach of the year. Coach Matthews here was a big part in helping earn that. We've got Luke Matthews, Colt Dixon, Santiago Ferrade. We also had Chris Reiner, Trey Branch, Dayton Wilkins, and Tyler Jeter. But we just feel privileged to have made this with this our second year involved in the golf program.
Congratulations. Great job.
Second year, already conference champions. Awesome.
Can't top that.
Second year, awesome, guys.
Congratulations.
Second year, y'all already the champions.
Congratulations, sir.
Unbelievable, good job. Good job. Second year in the champions, unbelievable. That is awesome.
Congratulations.
I see David, I just expected to be building something, not playing golf.
Well done.
Okay, next
They
one.
must have a ringer in there if they're conference champions in just 2 years.
Yep.
Well, I have to be happy about this. That's all. I just like to give her a hard
Your
time.
daughters cheered, didn't they?
Yes.
I thought so.
Oh, Lynn and them, they were state.
Now I'd like to ask Miss Emily Davis and the Southside High School cheerleaders to come up if you would at this time. There's a big group, so if you'll stand over here, I'd like to recognize you. And Miss Davis, if you'd come to the podium and just let us know who's here, that'd be wonderful. She's not here? Okay. Okay, Mr. Johnson. Well, let me tell you why we have this group here. They have won the North Carolina High School Athletic Association State Championship title for cheerleading in Raleigh in November. And then they went, that was the High School Athletic Association Cheer Limited competition. And then they won first place at the Nationals in Myrtle Beach in March, which was the Cheer Limited Can-Am competition. We just wanted to say congratulations. Mr. Johnson, if you could recognize, we'd like to have them go through, greet the board, and then get a picture.
Okay, and just go around and hit on your name.
Don't put it on the spot.
That was cute.
You can start that way.
Start it down here.
Yeah.
Come on,
Hi, my name's Caitlin. I'm a senior at Southside, and I was one of the captains of the Southside cheer team.
Awesome.
I'm Carrington. I'm a junior.
Awesome. Great job. Congratulations. That's unbelievable. State, and that's awesome. Awesome. You girls are special. Y'all are very special. State and national. Awesome. Unbelievable. Great job, guys. Unbelievable. State map. Unbelievable. Awesome group. I see football games too. I see these kids play, cheer at football games. No, you gotta stay long enough to get your pictures because we have it on TV. You need so they get on TV. Unbelievable. I think I know some of these folks too. I know some of these folks. Unbelievable. National state championship. Good Lord. You guys took everything. Y'all didn't leave anything for anybody. Good job. It's what? It is. Well, that part's good. That's what. And it is much more challenging than it was at one time. Man, I ought to come over and got in the picture. He could be the spot. Need somebody to pick him up. What now? Yeah. North side. Yeah. Is that it?
You can leave, you can stay. Thank you. I always love to see cheerleaders.
Who's doing the north side?
Thank you.
Just call her up, Aaliyah Breed. Oh, Aaliyah Breed, give you an update on the project.
I'm giving them time to settle down.
Yeah, she worked really hard.
Okay, this time we're going to move on. We have one other item that we need to cover, and I would like to ask Ms. Aaliyah Brin to come up, and I think she's going to handle this part of the program.
Apologize if this is a bit impromptu, but I didn't plan too much for this. I've spoken about it a lot, so I'm hoping for the best. Last year I was in ROTC 3, and I decided to do the honors portion of it, and to do that I had to do an honors project. Well, I decided upon this large project that kind of hit me one day, and I was like, I don't know if this is possible, but I'll try my best and see how it goes. In a couple weeks at Northside, there should be 2 granite memorials placed in the front of the schoolyard in memory of Joel Taylor and Jonathan Kirk, 2 Northside alumni who died in Iraq. I want this project to really speak to the students especially, and to let them know that there are people fighting for them, because a lot of times we go through our day-to-day life and we don't stop to think about what's going on in other countries, the people that are fighting for us. And it's something we should keep in mind. Me being a senior and having the opportunity to be an officer in ROTC, I have really gained a great respect for the people in uniform, and it's something that I don't think I'd find anywhere else. I love the teachers and the staff at Northside, and my ROTC instructors, the ones that have retired and are there now, have played a big role in my life, and I thank them for that. I have raised approximately $11,000 to complete this project. I have some pictures of it in my binder, as well as brochures and information about it if anybody's interested. Sure. To see anything. My latest picture I have of the memorial was sent to me from the man that was making my memorials in Wilson, and I don't have a color picture currently, but the memorials are done and waiting to be placed. I have Mr. Eric Slade from Slade's Landscaping currently working on doing the landscaping at school as we speak. He said it will only be about a day to 2-day process, and after that the memorials can be delivered. as well as the memorials. It's a 10 by 16 area in front of the schoolyard, 10 foot by 16 foot, and as well as the memorials, there's going to be an engraved memorial bench in the center that has an ode I wrote to the men and women of our military.
Do you have a date that the memorial is going to be presented?
I do not currently yet, since we don't know exactly when the memorials are going to get here, but that should come very soon. And we were trying to do it around Memorial Day because the families of these two men are planning on coming, and hopefully we're going to do a presentation at my school.
What years were they in school?
Jonathan was in school. He graduated the class of, forgive me, I haven't looked at it in a while, but I have it right here. Yes. Jonathan Kirk was in the class of 2000, and Joel was the class of 2006.
Okay.
And they are the only two alumni that have been known to fall in battle.
Well, you should be proud of yourself.
Absolutely. Unbelievable.
You really. And, the money's one thing, but the memorialization of the two that fought for our country in itself is just, again, you should be extremely proud of yourself.
Even though I did not know them, I feel almost like being part of this program has put me closer to them in a way that it's hard to explain. Everybody's like family, especially our group at Northside. And if there's anything I want to do is try to give back all I can. And I've spoken to the families many times to make sure they were okay with what I was doing. And they're very happy with what I've been doing. Joel's mother works close to Belhaven. Jonathan's mother works in Belhaven. They're all local. They're all from around here. And they're very happy to see something's been done because they feel, one of the women even shared with me that she feels like sometimes because the years have passed, feels like people seem to forget, but it's something that the family does not forget. And every year they have to remember it. And Joel's mother even told me that this was one of the first times that she's ever been able to cope with what happened.
If you could please, when you get a more concrete date, once you find out, if you could please let us know, we'd love, some of us I'm sure would love to attend, or Mr. Clark, if you could, keep us informed. But I know their families have to be just so appreciative, and I know as a board member, I'm very appreciative as to it. It's a big undertaking.
Thank you.
Sounds like it was very successful, so.
It was. I had a lot of help from my friends and family, and I had a lot of support. So.
But as you can see during this recognition portion tonight, we have lots of things that we celebrate each month in our schools. We have outstanding students. We have excellent administrators and teachers, and this is special, very special. Lisa, can you get the camera back? I want to get a picture of this lady.
Let's give her a round of applause.
If I didn't ask you to read the board, I was just thinking about myself.
Of course, Terry.
What year did you speak? You're a senior? Yes, sir. I know your parents were very proud of you. And who's doing the memorial work in this?
Mr.
Terry. Very good. See if over there it's up here. Does a good job. What are you doing?
The fall of college.
That's right. Is your parents right here? Is it?
Yes, sir. My parents and sister.
Yeah.
For impromptu, you did a great job.
Thank you. I was like, I'm not sure why.
Much better know to do prayer.
These are what the memorials will look like. Each one, it's going to be black granite, and each one will have what branch they were in, the battlefield cross, their names, their dates of death and birth, what class they were in, and their rank. And it's going to be all in color.
Thank you.
Thank you.
think that puts everything in perspective. So that will conclude the recognition portion of our meeting. So we're going to pause because I'm sure some of you came for that portion of the meeting. You're welcome to stay for the business portion, but if not, now's a good time to exit. And we want to thank you for coming. It was a wonderful month of things to celebrate.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
I loved having the room so full of
Yes.
students.
Oh, it was
Good luck
unreal.
next year.
Good job.
Yes.
It will be very soon.
Yeah, make sure, make sure we all know about
We will
it.
send out an invitation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks for bringing.
I was telling Elder who you was, your granddaddy.
Hey.
Congratulations. I'm proud of you. I see you one day next week.
Normally now you can get Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move now into the action portion of the meeting, or, yeah, there's nothing else. And the first item up is budget amendments, and I think Mr. Willie McCarron's going to handle that for us.
Yes, sir. I understand that you all adopted a interim budget last year, so part of the budget amendments that I'm bringing for you tonight is to take into account allotment changes, increases and decreases, as well as moving the current budget into the categories and departments in which we needed to maintain operations. I'm not sure exactly which ones came before you in the past, so I'm bringing you one all-inclusive as of today. So if you'll look, your first one is your state budget amendment, 1701. Basically, it shows that your original adopted budget was $42,100,386.84. Since the original adoption, the budget has increased with shifts in allotments, carryovers being verified. It's currently at $939,495.90. So your current state budget is amended to $43,039,882.74. Also, these adjustments have been made as we've gone through the year. Sometimes on a budget amendment, it will show the effective date. What I'd like to do, once we get caught up in, it'll probably be in the next fiscal year, is as those allotment revisions come to us, I'll bring you them periodically so we have more of them in the year, and you won't have such large ones at one time. Okay.
Okay. And of course, I've looked through this. Is there any one item that stands out to you, or nothing? I mean, it looks all pretty much normal. I didn't see anything myself. I mean, there was a couple of things, but I'd already heard about them, so.
Right. The next one is your federal, and there again, that one ties back to those monthly allotment reports and revisions that we get from DPI. I think we're on like 51 already this year.
Right.
There again, your federal budget did increase from the original $5,625,214.53 to $6,120,546.10.
Okay.
Your next one is your local budget. There again, our local appropriations and our fines and forfeitures really have not changed, so therefore you'll see the net difference is zero. It's there again just moving the monies within the operations of the current year.
Have we taken our last drawdown for the school year from our local expenses?
No, we don't do that until later on.
Yeah. Right now, we are doing the monitoring the operations and seeing where we can move some expenditures to maximize state dollars.
Okay, but nothing's jumped out as not balancing?
No, we're working on that as we speak.
Okay, thank you.
The other one, the last one I have before you tonight is your capital budget amendment. And there are two entries. Your overall capital did shift a little bit. One in that the audit was not finalized, so our appropriated fund balance was a little bit overstated, so I had to reduce that item down. And then we had to true up with what the county actually gave us. Again, we projected when you adopted your interim budget, so there was a little bit additional monies there. So the net difference that you're looking at is the $53,000.
Okay. Anyone have any questions? And we've been following him on the screen as he's explaining this. Anyone have any questions about what we've been looking over?
I got one.
Sure.
On the local budget amendment, looking down here, 815 hurricane shelter.
Yep.
We were not budgeted anything. And I see $986 went out. Have we been reimbursed for that money?
Not as of yet.
We've completed all the appropriate FEMA paperwork. We're just waiting for the check.
How long does it typically take? Because I saw that same item. I'm glad Mac asked about it.
It can take 6 months, it can take a year, it can take multiple years depending.
I know we're nonprofit, and I know we're not in the religion business or church business, but we can't go on faith alone now, you know. We got money going out, and we don't have money coming in. It's kind of hard. You know, what happens to the next time we have a hurricane?
And I was going to say, but as slow as they are, we'll be through another hurricane before we get the last one settled up.
I'm not trying to be ugly about it, but somebody needs to help reimburse us on this stuff.
The one thing I do want to mention on your capital, why that one is so long, if we're through with that piece, sir, as soon as we get the check, I'll be sure to let you know.
We're almost through. It's just an ongoing thing. We've asked about it in the past before. How come, I still to this day don't understand how come we get stuck, sort of what I call stuck with the bill on this every time.
Right.
Not that we're not going to have shelters, not that nobody misunderstand.
But it's an expense that we did not plan.
But everybody ought to pay some share into this program.
Absolutely.
Okay. So far, it seems to be us.
When I read you the capital one, we talked about it being so large. The other piece is that we had to adjust for the school bus lease payment, and that amount went from originally budgeted $123,000 to $1.1 million. So that's the big piece. Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? If not,
I ran my mouth too much about it.
No, I think you were right on. What's the board's pleasure on this?
Move approval of adopting the amendments as stated, with the knowledge that going forward, we'll get them in not such large volume, but as they happen. That would be great.
Okay. Got a motion and a second. Any last questions? If not, all in favor, say aye. Anybody opposed? Okay, thank you, Brother Matt. Appreciate it. Capital budget update, Stan Hudson. Maybe I need to say this, Executive Director for Auxiliary Services, Stan Hudson.
Thank you.
I love these titles.
A long one, thank you.
You have several things on here. Which one do you want me to look at first? Capital.
Well, there's the first ones are actually the actual quotes. I think you're seeing, is that right, Ms. Lisa, order in?
There's 3 bids. Yep.
Okay, got the capital update first.
Gotcha.
All
Okay.
right, my random reason. Talking about bid number 67, Eastern Elementary's awning. It came in over budget.
It's the first attachment, I think. Okay.
The low bid that was written to the spec of the RFP was $12,619.01. There was a cost savings bid to change the RFP from 12-inch pans to 8-inch pans, which they actually changed the awning to 8-inch pans. It'd be a cost savings to the school system, but it still came in at $9,737 with a budgeted amount of $3,500. John Cotton Taylor, 68 is Northside's awning. That was the long one out the back for the student drop-off at the bus pickup. It came in over budget also. The low bid per specs was $35,900, but there also was a cost savings bid to change it from 12-inch pans to 8-inch pans of $28,165.08, and that was provided by Tyndall's Home Improvements with a budget of $21,000. John Cotton Taylor, bid number 69, awning over main entrance at the student drop-off in front of the school. Low bid per as specs written in the RFP was $12,986.18, with again a cost savings to change it from a 12-inch pan to an 8-inch pan. Low bid was $11,625.12. with a budget of $2,700. That awning grew quite a bit from what originally, and then, of course, we've upgraded our wind specs and our loads and everything, so that was a big cost difference in that one. Any questions about these?
Go ahead to the next one, now I'm gonna come back to that one.
You sent out a system-wide asphalt system out for the RFP, and we sent it out for Chocowinity Middle School and for Southside. Chocowinity Middle School was be milled and repaired with new asphalt in, and it came in at $24,510. We had one sent out for Southside in the same RFP for the student parking lot, entering into the main entrance, heading around front, and then just north of the teacher's parking lot, fixing the damage area in the parking lot there in the actual drive. It came in at $9,810. And the total budget for the system-wide paving is $20,000. So it would be my recommendation during the current budget that we proceed with the south side repair within the budget limit of $9,810 with Tripp Brothers.
Where are they from?
Out of Aden.
Okay, then, go ahead. Any other thing? None of these are included.
I have a question.
Sure, go ahead, go ahead.
Where did we come up with these budgeted amounts? What was the project or process that we got these, to be quite honest, such low budgeting numbers?
For the awnings?
Yeah.
With the Eastern Elementary, the reason it changed such drastically is the fire department made us increase the height to 13.6 so the fire truck can drive under it instead of a standard height canopy, and then we increased the wind zone rating to meet the state criteria, so the cost of the awnings has gone up drastically for that. But that one's way up in there. The other ones, we use local budget, we call local people and get numbers, and that's the numbers we use. That's we can beg and borrow, get numbers from wherever we can. That's what I fight every year, building the capital budget.
And Terry, on the asphalt, we knew there were a lot of projects that needed to be done, just like our painting. We put a dollar figure there and said we'll do what we can with the
Right.
$20,000.
Well, no, I wasn't worried so much about the asphalt, but I mean, like the 3,500, we're the lowest bid, which may not be the best bid, came in 3 times that amount, right? I mean, it's just, I was trying to figure out how we.
That one, we went up drastically in height.
Right.
Required by the city because they use that lane, the student drop-off lane, as a fire lane because it's the closest asphalt area to the school.
So you call around, like for John Cotton Taylor, you call around and you got.
When the John Cotton Taylor's increased, it was originally just a single awning out the front, and it got wider to encapsulate the handicap ramp and to cover both sides of the steps from the way it was originally spec'd. Originally was spec'd to be just the handicap ramp and one walk, and then they wanted area for students to stage under. It grew, and of course the price grew.
The awning at Eastern, currently when the kids, I know where they stage them at, and if you cross the first lane of the street, then there's an awning over that strip area. Where was this one actually? Refresh my memory.
Connecting the outside one to the inside one.
Meaning the one across?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the one that I'm talking, because I rode by there today.
Yes, it would be,
The one that's
it would be
there
over the 2 existing
would
driveways.
bring it over to where the
Correct.
kids would be able to load both sides without having to get out into the weather.
Correct.
That's what.
Well,
we're talking
somewhat
about.
weather. If it's a
Well,
driving rain, it's going to blow under it.
yeah,
It's
but
high
I mean,
anyway, but a
it's
slow drizzle rain
just
is
would
going
have
to
the
cover
top
what it
covered.
covers. Yes, sir.
Okay, because that was one that somehow I wanted to talk about getting done for those kids out there every day in that. The one at, these are just my thoughts, Board, so you throw in yours next. The north side one, I know we're going to have to think about that probably because it goes a long way out to that bus. We've all been out there and walked that. We're going to have to come up with probably some kind of plan that's different than what we currently have. And of course, John Cotton Taylor, because of what you just said, it keeps changing. So the one that I think I got a good handle on is the one at Eastern. And once again, with the budget, we can say 3,500, but that doesn't mean that's going to work because obviously it's not. With the asphalt, I'm gonna put them together here in a second. With the asphalt, you're saying we should just go with the
south side repair,
side
$9,810. Yes, sir.
Okay. How are we going to deal with that Chocowinity Middle School piece?
Well, we put $20,000 in this coming years.
That's, I guess,
asphalt again. We could add this to the 20, or if y'all want to put this back in the general fund, I think we asked for 20 again in this coming year, if that's what we're planning to do. That would put it at 20, or roughly 30,000 for next year.
Can we do that?
Unless you wanted to do the Chocowinity one and add to it.
Well, what I was going to suggest, just in step one, board, you kick in right now. If you look at what we have budgeted here, we have $46,700 is my best guess off the top of my head. I'm looking at, not a guess.
With all the projects?
Yeah, with those projects. We're budgeting about 46.7.
Correct.
I would say to the board, rather than kicking these all out, because we know John Cotton Taylor's going to take a design to figure out what we're going to do there, and the same at Northside. We could go ahead and do the one at Eastern. We have a low bid of $97.37. We got $46,000. So we could go ahead and cover that for the kids, get that one out of the way, then decide what do you want to do. Well, I'm going to just round off numbers, $36,000. Which concrete project do you want to put it toward? Because both of those are bad. Which one do you think needs it the worst is what I'm saying. If you wanted to do the CMS one, which costs more, you still have a
Chocowinity Middle School
carryover
is the
of-
worst one. It is definitely the worst one we
That's
have
what
at
I
this
thought.
present time.
And then you'd still have a carryover of 10,000 we could add back to the fund balance into the next year and go ahead and get two of these projects out of the way. But does any of that, speak up.
Sounds good to me. Go ahead and get some of them.
Or I could go ahead and do both asphalt projects if you choose to do that, because it's 9810 and we would have 10,000 left over the way I was saying. So you can do the 24,000 asphalt project. If I'm reading it, yep. The $9,810 asphalt project and the Eastern awning for the kids, and that would all be covered under the $46,700 we have budgeted.
Can I ask a question
But
about
that's
the
just my
asphalt? These, both of these asphalt bids both came from Tripp Brothers, is that correct?
Correct, yes, ma'am.
And I want to make sure that they could be separated. I'm not saying let's not
Right,
do
right.
them
I know what
both,
you're
but
saying.
sometimes when they're bidding two jobs like that, they're really thinking, while I'm there, I can give a better price because I'm doing the big one and the small one. So were these standalone bids?
They were separate bids, but they were in the same RFP, yes, so I would take it as both of them being done.
Okay.
The way,
That
yeah.
would just be something, if we agreed to only do one and not both of them, make sure that it's a standalone bid, because I would certainly understand from a business perspective if they priced it thinking, we want them both or not at all, sort of thing.
If you look at the attachment, you'll see them separate.
Can you kind of tweak my memory a little bit? Where the Eastern Elementary on it, where is it going?
Okay.
Well, yeah, go ahead. The kids, well, first I'll explain to her where the kids come out and they stage under one area.
Right, the main staging area, the big where all the kids sit at.
Yeah.
There's
And then if they
benches.
want to go to the far car rider, they have to walk out in the rain to an awning on the other side. This will connect the school to the outside awning over to the two driveways.
Which is why it has to be higher in the air.
Yes, it's got to be higher in the air, so the fire trucks pull around, they can illegally go under it without hitting our awning.
But,
I just want to know what I was looking at.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
the asphalt project, the asphalt issues at these two schools are only going to get worse if we don't address them.
Agreed.
I think, and Don, what he was saying is correct. We could just go ahead and do both of those and the Eastern awning, and you're still within your budget.
Monetarily, yep.
Right, the money's there. And the two that we're not doing currently are the two that's going to take some
That's gonna
design
take some
issues
additional-
anyway. Even if you had a big check in your hand today, I don't necessarily want to do them until we figure out exactly how we're going to do them different than what we said. So it's not completely just money for me.
Correct.
I want us. No, we could do both asphalt, you could do both the asphalt and the Eastern awning, and you're covered. You have the money to do those. It would just take, if you want to do that, you just got to make a motion and pass it.
I'll make the motion.
Wait a second, what's our drawback on going from 12 to 8-inch pans?
It actually increases the load. As I wrote, the spec was 12-inch pans, what we had previously. The engineer that designed it, that designs the awning, says that 8-inch pans will hold more of a snow load and also meets the wind. I figured it would be more expensive being you had more pans, but it actually gets cheaper.
So it's actually, we're not losing it.
No, sir, we're gaining wind rating
All right.
and gaining snow load.
Okay. So, did I hear a motion?
Got me, yes.
And that was to do
The two asphalts in Eastern.
the two asphalts in Eastern. So you clear where that one stands?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anybody have any last questions? That was good.
I told Lisa I recuse myself from the
Okay,
vote.
that's fine. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Okay, and then take John Cotton Taylor Northside, and we'll drop them off to the next year and figure out how we're gonna do them.
All right.
And since those aren't so, I don't want to say difficult, but they're so technical, when you do decide, once we come up with a plan, can we get the schematics or a drawing on that so we can visualize what it'll look like?
Yes, ma'am.
I think, because I'm like Ms. Booth, I was still trying to figure out what we were talking about at Eastern. As many times as I go there, I don't go pick anybody up, so I don't realize the inconvenience.
I can add them to mine
We
from
got
now
all
on. We
those
have it,
movies
so.
up there, we still got kids getting wet.
You can take one shot,
That's no
shot and
problem.
show it to them, because it's pretty simple. I mean,
I can do Google Earth and place them in place. That's no
Okay.
problem.
You want to go to the second?
It's basically
update?
just an update on it. Only thing that's really changed is
Okay.
South Side.
All right, so they are working
They
on
have started on the wall at South Side,
Okay.
and Soquany Primary is in force.
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna say
working.
they are working
Yep.
on it, or they were the other day.
It's
so-
working now.
Okay,
It's-
and the fence projects at
Have to be
CPS and
completed.
CMS have been completed.
I've heard a lot of positive comments from folks in the community
You know,
about
have
security
you
of
read,
schools, yes.
I'm glad, because I was wondering, when the one went up at CPS, you know, what is it, 6 foot? It's a pretty tall fence.
It's 5. Yeah.
5, okay, it's a pretty good sized fence around there, and it's a long fence, and it's intimidating when you first look at it. And I was thinking, okay, how is everybody gonna take this? But at the bottom line is, when I go, because I go by that school in the afternoon some, and there's a playground inside, there's a ton of kids on that playground, and before, anybody could just
drive
walk
right
through
up.
there, drive up to them, and even though there's a teacher out there with them, it would still be easy.
And every time I've been on campus, the gates have been closed.
And I was
They
going
are
to say,
they are
they
policing the
will
gates.
not access those kids anymore. That
Yeah.
put a stop to that.
And Chocolate Middle School loves it. That cuts their walk-through traffic across the campus, so they love that.
And that one put my mind at ease with the kids on the back hall, which have to come outside to go to the cafeteria.
Correct.
Now they're fenced off across there. Nobody can come up.
Makes anybody
and
for them to
mingle
leave
with those
campus
kids.
or
That's
to
right.
get on campus.
Can you give us an update on the Chocowinity Middle entrance?
I sent it out for a construction estimate yesterday. The drawings have been done and not been signed off by DPI yet. We're waiting on them to come back before we officially sign it out. But I sent them out to Stocks and Taylor just to get us a rough bid construction cost estimate, so we see where we're at
And
while we're waiting.
would that be with the exception of Southside, which is in progress?
Southside's in progress. Everything else is on go. John Cotton Taylor's been ordered. EdTech's been ordered, and Northside's been ordered, so that'll complete it. We're just waiting on the materials to arrive.
Yep. Okay. Any other questions for Stan? Thank you,
Thank
sir.
y'all.
Appreciate it. And that's going to take us to a federal funds.
Need a motion. This is something we have to annually ask you to do, and that is to grant me the authority to apply for federal funds and grants from the U.S. Department of Education for the 2017-18 school year.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. I would say, any questions, but we pretty much need to do this.
Please, please, please.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed letting Don do that? Okay, one more thing you can do.
That's right.
At this point, I would like to have a motion for closed session.
I move that we go into closed session pursuant to General Statute 143-318.11A1 to prevent disclosure of confidential personnel files under General Statute 115C-321 and student records under General Statute 115C-402 and 20 U.S. Code 1232G.
Okay, I hear a motion, here a second.
Second. Come on, people.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We're in closed session. Okay, we're back in open session, and the first order of business is to approve the personnel agenda dated today's date.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, I got a motion.
Second.
Got a second. All in favor, say aye.
I need to
Personnel agenda.
recuse
Okay.
myself from the personnel recommendations due to a
Okay,
conflict.
can you make a note of that? Okay. I heard she didn't say aye. Calendar update for June.
Did you vote?
Yes, we already voted. Yeah, we voted on it. Okay.
We didn't have a confidential, did we?
No, there was no confidential tonight. I was noticing that. For the month of June calendar, Don, let's see.
You've got a couple things that are going to be coming up with the graduations and different activities in our schools. The first board meeting would be on the 6th of June. Then you have the graduations on the 10th, and we've had some hiccups with that schedule, but we've got that going, and we do the best we can with the all-day Saturdays to try to get those knocked out in one day. And we have a June 20th board meeting, but we normally move that meeting to the end, or if we have a separate meeting, just to be able to do budget closeouts and things that we need to do. I don't know if you want to look at the 29th of June, either as a third meeting or to move this one to the 29th.
To go over the budget
Just
stuff.
to do budget closeout.
You're gonna probably need it at some time.
We'll have several people that are in a conference.
So currently, well,
The 20th. On the 20th. There's a policy conference. I think Ms. Booth, I think you'll be there, I'll be there, and Butch will be there on the 20th.
So you say move the 20th to when?
You can move it to the 29th, or you could do the 20th and then have another meeting on the 29th.
Well, if you have a budget meeting, we're gonna need something separate for that, aren't we?
Probably so, it'll be
Yeah,
short.
it'll be a short one, but we'll still need to do it separate. How many people will be listening
What
on the
about like the
20th?
27th on
Yeah,
that
what's wrong with
Tuesday?
27th?
On that Tuesday?
Well, we still need a budget meeting separate from our
Oh,
regular
okay.
meeting.
Oh, okay. Well, I can do
When
it
do you
You go ahead and do the 20th, and Mark can sit in for me. But can we do the budget, the later in June, the better, because they need last, I mean, if we could do it on the 30th, 29th or 30th would be better.
Okay, do the 29th. Is that okay, Matt?
29th for the budget meeting?
And it should be short, it's just an update for
Right.
year-end closeouts and
What
getting the
time?
things they need to do to wrap up the
And
year.
then June 20th, you want to keep as a regular board
Yeah, that's
meeting
fine.
You
on
wanna do the
time?
29th at 5 or 5:30 group?
5:30
5:30.
Where?
Okay, and then you're gonna have.
on the 20th?
Well, if we
That'll
can,
be our normal, that'll be
just
our
go ahead and do
normal,
that.
and we do one more
Mark
character
can
ad
set
and
it.
stuff.
we can harass Mark one meeting.
Yeah.
How would that be different?
And then the
Okay.
29th,
Character
25th.
I heard that.
He said 5:30.
Yeah, so the,
20th at 5.
He's already been the interim finance director.
that's
And
right.
we may need to discuss our budget at that point if we have a real true number of what we're dealing with at the state level too.
But we'll be back together the 6th, and
Yes.
then we can rehash all
Right,
this.
we need to change
after
it.
that.
And that's at 5 o'clock on the 6th.
Yes, ma'am. So we can rehash everything from there.
And then on the 29th, it'd be
Um,
5 to 5.
So you did say we were gonna do one on the 20th?
Keep your own for now.
For now, we'll meet on the 6th and see what we have to do. Board member updates?
I just want to make a statement. It was wonderful to see all these young people here today being recognized for their accomplishments. And I want to send out a good luck to all the students getting ready to take their EOGs and of course, tests in the coming weeks. And good luck and thank you to the teachers who have worked so hard to prepare them. That's it.
Okay. Superintendent updates?
State level budget work continues. Our work on the budget won't be complete until we know where we stand on the federal and state side. The Senate budget has come out. We've gone through that. Now we're waiting on the House budget, and we'll give you an update once we have that. Testing, we do have testing season upon us. If you're in the community and you're willing to serve as a proctor, our schools can use proctors. Just contact your school's principal, and they'd be glad to have you volunteer. I'd like to congratulate the early college. They have their graduation on this Friday. We're excited about that and want to congratulate them. And also congratulations to our retirees in the Beaufort County Schools. I think I said in the paper we had 34. We had 32, and they were recognized at a ceremony that we had recently, so we're proud of them. And then I just wanted Mark to give an update. We've been going through the class size reduction work, and you know we got a reprieve, and we're trying to look ahead, a year ahead, to get an idea of where we're at on space. And Mark's done some calculations, and some things may change during the school year. But Mark, can you just give an update on the classrooms? Because we've talked a lot about
Sure.
how much space we're going to need.
If the, assuming the student enrollment stays level as it is right now, then in terms of the number of teachers, a lot of our teachers, as you know, a lot of our schools, I should say, in addition to the number of state positions they have in grades K through 5, they also spend federal money to add extra teachers to reduce class size. So they'll take that federal money will be taken out and replaced by state funds when we increase the class sizes in K3. The point is, a number of schools already have close to the number of rooms they need already. Northeast, Bath, and Eastern actually already have enough space, assuming enrollment stays where it's at right now, that when we add additional classrooms, they should be in good shape. Snowden as well. Your two problem schools are going to be John Cotton Tayloe and Chocowinity Primary. Both of those schools probably need an additional 3 rooms. And that means putting art, music, or some other subject area on a cart, some floating teachers, giving up some rooms that were used for pre-K screenings, for example, or work with an OT or PT. Just something to put on the radar that, I mean, we're going to be talking with our principals next year, but we're going to have to start rearranging some people. I don't foresee building 3 additional classrooms at either site, so, but the other schools seem to be in good shape.
What did you say about Eastern?
That currently they have enough rooms that if the class sizes hold up and the number of students hold up, there wouldn't be an additional space needed. It would just transition a couple of rooms that aren't
Right,
being
they've
used.
got some rooms where there's some
Right.
other stuff going on, and it'd have to
We'll
return to
keep
being a
monitoring.
classroom.
It just seems like that would be the one
What's
school to
surprising
give
to
you
me,
trouble.
Well,
I don't
building
understand
the,
that.
for example, there was a room that was used by the PE teacher, but building the new gym and then having the multipurpose room, I should say, and having an office freed up a room that's kind of become storage.
But you would just think in a school that's a K-1 school, that's got over 30 K-1 classes,
Right.
that if we
But
drop
it
them.
means-
But
it
she's
means
al,
we're putting
but
kids
Eastern
back in
already
the
already
normal
has.
learning column.
Right.
Eastern already has, they're only adding 2 more teachers than they already have because they already employ a lot of folks using federal money to reduce class sizes.
And we're putting classrooms back out in the learning mobile
That's right.
cottage.
That's right. So,
Would you like to say that one more time? Learning
It's a
mobile
nice
cottage.
way to dress it up, that's the best I can do.
And that's more than a year out, but we feel like we need to be
That's right.
watching it. We'll keep giving you an update on that.
Oh, she has
Be
such a
wheeled-
way with
It can be
words.
wheeled away, so would you call it a mobile learning cottage?
I got another name for it, but I'm not
Okay.
gonna say it on camera. Anything else?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Got a motion second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye. Done.